Hi guys, it's Dr. Pam and I'm here with this week's burning question. So we're wrapping up our month on aging, but it's not about senior pets. It's about every single life stage, including the little bitty puppies and kitties. Because we now know that the sooner you intervene and create a whole food diet or purchase a whole food diet and have your pet on that, the longer their lifespan and the healthier their years. So it pushes them down the healthy aging pathway. Add into that, you're on top of the inflammatory issues and you quell the inflammation if it shows up and you prevent the inflammation, and that creates the healthy aging path. Contrast that to the way we're living our life in the pet food industry at this point, and it creates an accelerated aging pathway for these dogs. So we're going to go through the basic tenets of the processed pet food industry in dealing with senior or aging pets, and I'm going to show you how it's actually pushing the accelerated pathway. And then we're going to contrast that to the whole food approach that actually quells the inflammation and does not push the aging path. It sends you down the meandering, healthy aging path so you have a longer, healthier lifespan, okay? So the first thing that you need to know is that as the pets age, we are worried that they're going to lose muscle, they're going to get fat, they're going to be constipated, and they're going to develop disease. And those are the big fears that we have. So the pet food industry has formulated a diet that they think will prevent that. But in actuality, it pushes that. So what they do is they increase the fiber. And you think, oh, what's wrong with that? Makes them full, they're regular, it's all good. Well, the fiber is insoluble fiber, which means that it will bulk. It's a bulking agent. It doesn't really have much nutritional value. There's some nutritional value in the microbiome, or there's some microbiome value in insoluble fiber, but for the most part, there's no nutritional value from insoluble fiber. It's like crushed up peanut hulls, okay? So then they're going to increase the grains. Now they increase the grains and decrease the proteins because they're trying to lower the caloric density, right? Because your pet's going to get fat. So when they increase the grains, though, remember what grains do. They're potently inflammatory for everybody. And when you have an inflammatory producing thing, that's the majority of what the diet is. Do you think it's going to further the inflammatory issues of aging, like osteoarthritis, cystitis, nephritis, hepatitis, all the itises, okay? Now, they also decrease the protein because they're fearing disease. Well, I'm going to tell you, you can be responsive to disease, and I do that all the time with these pets. But it's the quality of protein that's important, and they say they're going to do that, but in reality, all they do is change the pictures on the back. They're using the same ingredients, and they're not what you think, okay? So when you contrast that to the holistic kind of mindset, the 4 tenets of holistic mindset. Now, if you think about it, aging is just deficiency in action. Where the processed food industry pushes more deficiency, the holistic mindset actually fills in the gaps. So the first thing that we do is we actually increase the quality proteins. We have quality proteins. Now, if they have a disease process like kidney disease where you don't do as much protein, we will adjust the diet and lower the protein amounts, but we don't change the quality. These dogs maintain their muscle mass a lot longer and do quite well, even with a disease process, okay? That's the key there, is always tailoring it to the disease process, if present, and if not, you tailor it towards the healthy patient. Okay, it doesn't matter their age. If they're healthy, all right? So the second thing that we do is we really try to avoid a lot of sweet. I myself in my veggie blends tend to use a little bit of carrot, but the nutrient profile on a carrot is amazing. But I don't use a ton of it. And I see these recipes that they're making nowadays, especially in the cooked industry. They're using carrots and sweet potatoes and peas. And by the way, peas is a lentil. It's not even a vegetable. I'm just saying. Anyway, and they use all these sweet vegetables. Well, that's a blood sugar nightmare. And guess what? How many wild dogs or wild cats ever get sugar? None. So what happens is the blood sugar does this, up and down. Up and down, up and down. And every time you go down, you actually open this door for the disease state to actually worsen, okay? So every down is an opening for disease, okay? You want blood sugar to go nice and solid like this. Good proteins, good fats, And then vegetables that are not sweet. Vegetables, so if I use a little bit of carrot, I'm going to use other things like lots of greens to offset that. And then I tailor my actual veggie mashes for the food therapy effects for the different seasons and for the different dogs. So there's a little bit more tailoring that goes on there. The third thing that we do is we don't use grains. I didn't say we use a little grains. I said we don't use grains. The only exception to that is when I'm in a disease state, such as kidney disease, where I'm having to drop the protein, and then I don't even use real grains. I use ancient grains, amaranth, quinoa. Those are seeds. They are not grains. Yeah, they have a little carb, but they're not grains, so they don't have the blood sugar nightmare effects, okay? Again, we're going for this. The fourth thing and the most important thing is you find the format that fits your dog. Find the format fit. Now, this is where we come into all the things that we've talked about, what we're looking into, what your dog in their present state can deal with. The younger pets have a broader range. The older pets have a lesser range because they have more deficiency. So we frame that to actually fit the dog with the right diet. You've got air dried, you've got freeze dried, you've got dehydrated, you've got raw food, you've got cooked food. I love all of these formats. And as I've said multiple times, I love raw food the most. It's the most nutrient dense. But if you put it in a dog or a cat that doesn't have the biochemistry to support it, you're going to have problems. So you need to match the diet to them. So here's what I'm doing for you. I can talk about it all day long, but if I give you a quiz that you can take that says, okay, here's the range of foods that you can use, I think that would be more digestible, no pun intended, for you. So I'm developing a quiz right now to deal with what we call a FIDO score. And that FIDO score is fetching individual dietary options. So I'm in the midst of that quiz, and I'm also in the midst of an aging index quiz where you can figure out where your dog and cat is on the aging scale. So I hope that helps. Next week, we're going to talk about special disease considerations. Let me know what you think. Is there something else that you want to talk about? I feel like we need to really push more of the nutritional aspect of it and the things that you can do now. So let me know. Scroll down and let me know. Thanks. Take care. Have a good day.